During self-improvement, you get to see these cycles of getting into a rut and then feeling depressed and then waiting for that small burst of motivation, and then it about lasts for a week or two,
and I start taking fucking souls,
and then you snap back to a rut just because you're not seeing the results that you want. I'm here to show you the path to achieving exponential progress in any metric that you desire. Building habits that stick. Before we can even see progress and before we can even map out our progress and what we're trying to do, we got to build the habits. We got to build the base. We got to build some type of discipline and trust ourselves that we can do the work. So what I did is I would build habit charts. I started building them. I tried to build them earlier this year, but I've always did it on my computer, and I would never actually open the tab to actually cross off the task list or the thing that I wanted to get done. And so what I did in August was I actually sat down and I drew out a whole progress chart. And what this did was I put it right next to my desk where I could see it every single day. And I'd write down some good habits that I wanted to implement and bad habits that I didn't want to do. And what I would do is at the end of the day, I would get a green marker and a red marker and cross and kind of highlight the square under the habit or the bad habit. And if I did it, if I got it done, I'd mark it green. If I didn't do it right, I'd mark it red. And so August, I fucking sucked. I got more than 50% red, and I was like, what the fuck, right? Like, it's humbling. It's humbling seeing that. But what I did was the next month, I tried harder. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get more than 50% green. I'm gonna get 60% green or 70% green. And all I have to do is show up. Even if it's what I wanted to do was read, meditate, journal, right? And so what I did was I would literally do the bare minimum just to show up, just to get used to showing up. And if I wanted to do more, I would do more. And so some people don't even want to do this though. They think like, oh, like, why would I do those little things? Why would I just show up? I might as well just do the whole thing. Exactly, right? But this is where you got to be humble. This is where you got to put your head down. This is where you have to be disciplined. So if you want to be successful, you're going to have to be disciplined at some point. It's not all fun and rainbows over here, buddy. All right? It takes time to actually build yourself and to actually see progress that you want to see. To build these habits, though, it was kind of challenging, but showing up really did help because after half the month, I got really used to just showing up. And so the next month, I really cleaned up my progress chart. And that's where I actually saw the progress. Instead of over 50% red, I saw maybe 20% red. And the next month, I saw 10% red. And this month, I've been doing extremely good. I mean, it's right here, boys. Like, you see that shit. Things like that is where you can actually see the progress, so you do not get discouraged. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pop up a video on how to actually draw out a progress chart and how you can actually see progress. with this though, you can't just make the list and then throw it away in a drawer. You can't do that. You need it in front of you. Put it on top of your pillow. Hang it up right next to your door. Put it right on your desk. Put it where you can see it every single day so it fucking haunts you. And if you really want to see progress, I really suggest doing this because it really helped me. And so after like a month or two, you'll actually start to see a little bit of progress. Okay, now I might have gotten a lot of red this month, but next month I'm going to try to get more green. And it's things like that that really helps you stay less discouraged and actually stay on top of things. Now in the next section, I really want to talk about linear progress versus exponential progress. In linear progress, it's good, right? You're disciplined, you're doing the same things every single day. You show up to the task and you get it done. But it's not enough. Because after a while, you might notice that you might get bored of these tasks that you're doing, or the work that you do. It feels boring, it doesn't feel exciting, and that's where you kind of have to make some tweaks, because linear progress is doing, I'll post up a chart on here of linear progress. Linear progress is, for example, I do 10 minutes of meditation for a whole month. That's linear progress. That's doing the same thing over and over and over. I'm getting better, I'm not gonna lie, but it's very boring, it's very bland, because if you really look at that line, it's straight. It's nothing's that's where the complacency comes in. That's what puts you back in a rut, because you feel like you're bigger than this. You feel like, okay, but this isn't really, I'm not really changing. I'm not really growing anymore because I've been doing the same thing over and over. And after a while, this linear progress, the progress might even seem invisible. It's not challenging. You get complacent. You get soft with yourself. And I've fell for this. There was times where after a week or two, I'm like, or even a month, like I would look back and be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, dude, like, have I really been growing? I've just been doing the same thing every day, but it's not challenging. It feels boring. It feels effortless. I need to do more. I need to do more. And this is where I tie in exponential progress. This is what you're looking for. This is like prime self-improvement is what exponential progress is. That is what you're looking for. If you really want to get ahead of people in life, if you really want to go farther, exponential progress is the route that you want to take. So with exponential progress, this isn't for the people who just want to do the same things every single day. I'm going to explain it in simple terms. For example, if I wanted to get better at running, I wanted to run farther and farther, I'm not going to run 2 miles every day for a month. No, I'm going to run 2 miles one week. The next week I'll run 5 miles. The next week I'll run even more miles. The next week I'll run even more miles. So instead of doing the same miles over and over and over again for a month, fuck that shit. I did way more than that.
I'm back, motherfucker!
After a while, if you do your progress chart, you'll see exponential progress, and you'll almost feel like you just lagged forward. You lagged past all the boring, complacent stuff. I didn't really notice this concept after a while because I was just so focused on trying to get out of my rut and trying to see the littlest bit of progress would give me some type of confidence to keep moving forward. So with exponential progress, it's momentum. That is the fire. That is the thing that you need to actually reach your big goal. I'm gonna give you another example. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you're doing a bunch of sales calls, you show up and do 10 sales calls a day for a whole month, versus the guy who does 10 one day, the next day 11, next day 12, and on the 30th day he did 40 sales calls, and he just made so much more progress, so much more money than you. The guy who just did a linear progress, yes, he made progress. Yes, he did progress, and we should be proud of him, right? But the guy who did way more every single day, that is what self-improvement is about. Even the term Kaizen, get 1% better every day. The whole thing about doing the same things every single day, do more than the same thing every single day. Instead of reading 20 pages of a book a day, the next day read 10 more. Next day read 10 more. The next day read 10 more. This is how you beat your competitors. This is how you get really past people in life, is this exponential progress. So what you have to do, I'm going to just say the step-by-step process is kind of look at your goals and then write down the habits that you need to implement to reach that goal. And then what you can do is, like I said with the progress chart, is chart out your progress, build the confidence in yourself that you can show up, and then just do more. Do more. As men that we need to conquer, we need more. And so with the exponential progress, this is how you get really past people. And I really want to make that clear. This is what you need. This is what you were looking for, this fire, this exponential progress. Ever since I've been doing this, I've seen lagging, like I've been lagging forward. Have you played a fucking video game and you just like the internet is so bad that you start lagging, you start moving side to side? I've been doing this ever since I've been trying to do exponential progress and achieve exponential progress. It's almost like I can't even comprehend how much progress I made because it doesn't even seem real. It seems like I've lagged forward. It seems like almost like a little cheat code. This is almost like a self-improvement hack, which I'm not gonna fucking title that shit. You know what I mean? But don't get discouraged when you can't show up the one day, because then you have the next day. But that doesn't mean that you can always wait for the next day, right? And so what you are waiting for is that motivation. When you do want to build discipline, you want to be disciplined, but you're waiting for that motivation. That's all you're doing. You want to be that disciplined person. You want to show up every day. But do you even know what that's like? If you can't even fucking show up and read 1 page a day, how can you run a business? How can you be there for your family members if you can't even show up for yourself? And that's what I'm fucking talking about, because being disciplined is literally just showing up, and having progress is doing more. Doing more, showing up, and doing more every single day. This is literally the Kaizen philosophy. I hope to see big changes from you after watching this episode, and go make your progress chart now, or make it, go back and watch it and make your progress chart. I hope this video has helped you. Now go make that progress that you wanted.